On March 13, 2013, I was one of the correspondents in St. Peter's Square watching a centuries-old tradition unfold.
It is indeed white smoke.
I saw thousands of people rushing to St. Peter's Square from all corners of Rome, despite the cold and pouring rain, to get a glimpse of the new Pope.
Fratelli e sorelle, buonasera.
Among his first words, the cardinals went to the end of the world to find me. He meant Argentina, but we soon found he really was worlds apart from his predecessors. In his first days, he paid his own hotel bill, chose to live in a simple room instead of a luxurious papal apartment, and quickly became the people's pope.
Once again, it touched the hearts of the thousands of people who came here to see him by getting off the Pope-mobile to go and kiss and bless a disabled man in the crowd.
Of the three popes I've covered, Francis was the most accessible to the press. I traveled with him to more than 40 countries around the world on Shepherd 1. Well, at least that's what us journalists call this plane. During flights, the Pope never shied away from a handshake and took time to interact with those that were covering his travels. Once, even blessing a picture of my late mother. Unlike his predecessor, Francis never asked for questions in advance. I asked the Pope about meeting President Trump during his first term. He said he will never judge someone without listening first. Come rain, shine, or typhoon, wherever we went, the Pope made news.
Today, he visited one of the least merciful places on earth, Auschwitz.
From his prayer on the separation wall in Jerusalem, his meeting with Fidel Castro, his address to the US Congress, this was a Pope of many firsts. I still remember the sea of view from Copacabana Beach and the millions of faithful in Manila, the biggest ever papal mass in history. What struck me was how happy and polite everyone was despite the overwhelming crowds. One of the things I will miss the most about traveling with Pope Francis is his sense of humor and unpredictable behavior. He married 2 flight attendants in an impromptu ceremony on a flight back from Chile, and swapped his trademark white zucchetto for a sombrero on a flight to Mexico. This was a Pope who went to the people, once even bringing some back with him. After meeting this Syrian family at a refugee camp in Greece, the Pope invited them to fly back with him to Rome. When I spoke to them, they said it felt like a beautiful dream. Time and time again, Pope Francis showed us he was truly a different kind of Pope, respected by leaders of other religions, admired by world leaders, divisive among the clergy, but most of all, loved by the faithful. He will always be remembered as the people's Pope. Claudio Lavanga, NBC News, Rome.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.